What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jay Renee with Prison Ride Radio. I hope that you're doing well. This evening, we have a brother on the phone by the name of Chima Imo, and he has a lot of innovative things that are. It's gonna blow your mind. Okay, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into who he is, what he's trying to do, and what the future holds. So let's jump right in there. All right, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good, absolutely. Thank you for having me, Jay Renee. Um, as you told everybody, my name is Chima Imo. My story is about resilience. I'm out here building something basically out of nothing. I am the founder and CEO of My Mirror Technologies. We're a sports tech company based out of Charleston, West Virginia. And today we're preparing for our first national showcase. So this is all excited for me. And to think that all of this started while I was incarcerated is what's even more so crazy. So my journey definitely started where a lot of people don't expect for somebody building what potentially they feel like can be a Fortune 500 company one day, right? So it's just first I want to tell people about like what my story as far as my incarceration goes, right?
Okay.
So it's not like I've been in trouble, right? And I'm not just speaking to a particular group of people here, but I am honing in on the brothers of color, right? Because I am a brother of color. So we need to understand that like the odds is already stacked against us, right? Like we already are starting like from scratch. Like the world got a head start on us. So from day one, whatever we do, and I'm not justifying that, I'm not saying this is right, but whatever we do from the beginning is already either adding to catch up on that gap that we were given or giving ourselves more of a gap. Like there's no other way around it. And it doesn't matter if you once you have the understanding of right and wrong, right? We are judged different the ones that look like us. So, in understanding that, you have to understand there's no leniency for people that look like us, right? So, if you know that and then continue to pursue the kind of certain lifestyle, then you can't be mad at anybody when you get what you get because you know what that comes with. And I know it's hard. It's hard out here, right? I
Absolutely.
just came home after doing 10 years straight, right? This is the type of things they do. I got incarcerated at 18 years old for stealing cell phones, dude. Like nothing. Did 10 years straight from 18 to 28, and then was released as a grown man. Like, here, fend for yourself, back into the world. Now with the felony, so it's harder to get a job, all types of things. And even so much so that I was fortunate enough to get a job, and I've been working at the hospital where I work at now. And I found something as simple as taxes. They're telling me, oh, well, if you didn't have a felony because you're a student, you'd have got way much more back on your income taxes. But because you got what does that have to do with my money? You see, this is the type of tricks the government can
Right.
play, right, with people that look like us.
Absolutely.
This is the things that they do to keep the oppression where it is. Because for them to say, okay, just because you have a felony, you are trying to better your life, we're going to make it harder for you, shows that this is not just about reformment. Because if it was about reformment, once you are reformed and you come home, everything should be done, right? There should be no such thing as a felony mark. Because then what is that for? You already did your time. But so all of this exists so people should pay attention that it's really it's really a way to get you and we need to break free, and all that comes from internal searching of yourself and realizing the person you are. And that for me, that was a very important thing in my journey. It taught me that I don't want to become of this, right? I am here, but I am not of this situation. No one is going to come save you, right? Those were the two things I realized while incarcerated. No one is going to save me, right? And if I wanted a future, a meaningful full future,
Right.
I really have to do it myself. Like, there's nobody going to come here and say, here's your meaningful future check. Like you have to do these kind of things yourself. So that type of pressure, especially with the type of environment we're already in, those type of environments, they 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 force you to either fall deeper or they force you to grow. And the people that grow from this, and that's why I hope, because everyone that's in the situation can grow from it, right? You don't have to go deeper. So if you're in the situation to grow from it, you should use it, because then you become something to be a force to be reckoned with. Because if you put your real life situations into something, right, you have the advantage that no one else has. There's nobody in a polished suit that I'm going to meet in these CEO type levels that's going to be able to say, well, I have the lived experience of prison as well, right? So if you know how to hone it and know that this made me stronger, you have an advantage that most people don't have.
Right.
So those are the type of things that I use to fuel what I am building. And like I said, today I can say that I am building something I believe no one else has seen, no one else has. And we're getting ready to launch our product, our flagship, which is a smart footwear. We literally have shoes with a screen on them. And it does so much more than just that. But when you just think about the aspect of that, then you know it's like, wow, a shoes with a screen on it. But it's something that I feel is interesting. And we're not just doing this about, oh, yeah, we're just inventing this and making this. And no, this is about community, right? This is about empowering people that look like me, that look like my children to do other things, to know that there's other things that can be done out there besides, just wanting to stay with the typical stereotypes that are labeled for us, right? We can break out of these shells and hit other thresholds that people don't believe that people of color can reach. So this is the point of why I build and the motivation behind everything that I am doing. So I really hope that, this message hits home to somebody, because I am somebody that has all the lived experience that you guys have, that's went through all the same similar things, the ad seg, the whole, all of it.
Right.
There's nothing you can name that I have not went through in this type of situation. So if you're not going to listen to somebody that's, somebody else, listen to somebody who is you. We are all the same person.
Right, absolutely. You definitely said a mouthful there. And part of what you said is the reason why we do this is to inspire others, encourage others, so they know that being incarcerated doesn't mean that you can't contribute to society. Once you come home, you can be a productive part of society. So the efforts that you're doing are definitely commendable and recognized. And where you're spot on with trying to, motivate and help others and inspire others to their dreams. Now,
Yes, absolutely. And I don't know where most of your, listeners are located, but as we launch, as we scale, we're doing initiatives. We're doing reentry initiatives. We've already, partnered with a corporation out here, nonprofit in West Virginia called Jobs and Hope, right? So we want to do these things for individual, because I was also a member of these same programs, right? I was a Jobs and Hope alumni. So I know what it means to try to come home and figure out your life. So we want to give people the type of opportunity that a lot of people don't have, right? That head start, right? We want this head start to be given to everyone, not just you being of a privileged house. Now you have this head start that everybody doesn't have. No, let everybody get this head start, and then let's see who is who, right? So that's definitely a lot of what we're doing. So we're offering, reentry programs and jobs and things like that. So, absolutely look us up.
so speaking of looking up, there's something that you said about the creation that you're going to be talking about next, and you was talking about having screens on their sneakers. Now, I want to give you an opportunity to formally address the name of your company and also talk about the innovation that y'all have come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. So my company is pronounced, it's spelled really weird. Everybody looks at it, they always have a hard time with the pronunciation, but I promise you it is simply My Mirror Technologies, right? So we are a wearable sports tech company, right? We are building out a wearable ecosystem of sports technology, our flagship being our footwear. So, hopefully there's some visuals attached to this, but the the way it works, and unfortunately, some people have not seen an Apple Watch, or may know, some may not. But an Apple Watch or these smart watches are screens. The Galaxy Watch, they're all screens, right? The Fitbit, ours is also a screen. It's called a Modus Pod. Our screen, however, is quite significant in the fact that you can detach it from the armband and attach it to clips, or you can attach it to our proprietary footwear, which has a cavity in the tongue that is specially built to house the screen component. Now, the purpose of this, right? You're thinking, okay, well, it's just a smartwatch, but no, 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 no. The purpose of the screen placement, right? It becomes a magnitude of things when you put it just because of the placement, right? Forget that they will have the same similar technology as anything else. It's the placement of the device that opens up a wider array of things. Because the device is now placed on your foot and not on your wrist, you're able to calculate acceleration. Because the device is placed on the foot and not on the wrist, you're able to calculate vertical height jump, speed detection. So certain things that wrist-worn devices just cannot do, right? So that is the beauty of what we're creating. However, it doesn't just stop there. We're creating a unified ecosystem of technology. So you have the heart monitor wireless. So the concept is that your heart monitor is telling you, hey, your heart rate is 160, but your shoes are also showing high intensity and high motion activity. So in that scenario, your phone notification, and of course, all of this syncs back to our reflection OS, right? Our back end data. So your back end will tell you like, hey, your heart rate is okay, but you're working out, you're cool. Whereas as opposed to if your shoes show no activity, but your heart rate is 140, then you will get a more, a better alert and metrics as to what's going on to your body. So the beauty, and this doesn't just stop at these two devices. Of course, we are patent pending. We went through all the beautiful things that are afforded to us by the United States government. So, we feel strong about that. But we don't want to still give out our whole roadmap. The heart monitor and the shoes are something that are already being manufactured. However, we have some patent pending devices that we want to bring out later as we
Right,
scale.
right.
So yeah, it's really a whole interesting concept. We do want people to know early. And this is everything we will be talking about January 7th. We have a showcase in partnership with Unlimited Futures in Huntington, West Virginia. The public is more than welcome to come. You can see these devices in action in real time. And we will be giving away a free pair. So, you guys are more than welcome
I had to try
to
to,
come raffle off a pair.
I might have to try to pull up on that, bruh. See what's going on with it. That,
Yeah, absolutely. You're more than welcome.
uh,
You're more than welcome.
so
So,
how they can keep up with you, social media, websites, things like that.
yes, absolutely. You can find me on all social media platforms except for X, Twitter. I don't have that yet. We're gonna structure that, but Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. My name is fairly unique. So, Chima Imo, you just look me up. I'm almost certain you will see me and my company pop up it kind of in unison. Like you don't see my name and not see my company, vice versa. So yeah, look us up, or the handles are at Chima Imo. So yeah, just the same as my name. So just we're out there. We're not hiding. We want you guys to see what we're building.
For sure. I'll make sure that I include the links so people can get with you with the click of their at their fingertips. I do want to give you an opportunity to address the listeners though with some gems, some things that you might want to let us know that we didn't get to talk about, or just whatever, whatever you want to. The floor is yours.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. Anything is possible. Like anything. Anything is absolutely possible. 3 years ago, I was literally sitting in a cell, and I'm contemplating how am I gonna get out? What is going on? Like I've been here since I was 18. what is freedom? You know, like at this point, what is freedom? You're a child and then you get locked up right at adult. So you've never experienced being an adult. So it's like, what does it mean to be an adult? I'm just about to be released to the wild, basically, and have to fend for myself. So, you know, I want people to know anything is possible and there are resources out there for you guys, right? Everybody thinks like life is, and life is hard. Is hard, but it is set up this way so that when you get it done, you appreciate it, right? So you just got to go out there and get it. But there's people out there, there's organizations out there like Jobs and Hope, like what we're trying to do that will offer help and support. You do not have to resort back to doing certain things. They give out cars. They're giving it away. You literally can find something to do and find something to do that's productive that your family and your kids, your children will be proud of. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's not over. You guys hold your head, get out here. There's so much happening out here. You don't want to miss the world. At the end of the day, we're saying as early as 2026, your shoes are gonna have screens on them. Like this is not just, oh yeah, this is like 10 years. No, next year, your shoes will have screens on them that you can interact with. You can stop and it changes the screen. So this is what the world is leading into. We don't want to miss out on these opportunities. We want to be out here for this. So, you know, I just hope that everybody stays blessed and get out here.